So there's one more HTTP specific item, and that is the HTTP form, which I have a component here, the form login. Now the idea here is that you're going onto a web page and it's going to pop up a screen that says, who are you, give me your login, what have you. And this can really confound my ability to test a website because I've got to log into it before I get there.
Right.
So the idea here is that I'm going to fill out the form, I'm going to answer the form, and I'm going to make sure I get to the next page I expect to get to after that.
Yeah, so it's a little bit more advanced web monitoring. I want to understand, what is that interaction going to be and what is my response that I'm going to get out of that? This is going to enable that capability.
Right. So we have the credential for monitoring. Now we looked at credentials earlier, but I want to take a minute because they have to be in there before you create this component.
Right.
But this does throw people a couple of times. So a lot of people go in to manage accounts and they create either user accounts here, and that's not what it is. That's not where it goes, even though it says manage accounts. Where you want to go is under SAM settings and the credentials library here.
Right.
This is the place where you would set up your credentials for the SAM monitoring. That's the one, not the other place that a lot of people run into. So just so you're aware, it's the SAM credentials library, not the regular credentials library.
Right.
Okay, so that's the credential for monitoring. Everything, a lot of this, the stuff here is familiar already. The port, the host header, use proxy. Again, ignore or don't ignore the CA errors, compression. But then we get to the log form. Okay, the login form is looking for keywords that are actually in the form that say, this is where I put my username, this is where I put the password. How do I know what thing on the screen is the form for me to look at?
Right, so as that form is being built, there's specific elements to that to define which it is. If it's the username, it's the password, it's whatever field that is, that's what you have to know and understand to be able to fill out this section of the component monitor.
Right, now one way, if you don't talk to your web developer, which you should talk to your web developer, but one way you can find out if you're not able to, is to bring up that form page and then do a show source.
Right.
Because the show source is going to show you all the things. Now it's a lot of web code, it's a lot of HTML, but you should be able to zero in on the form and see these keywords in case we haven't listed these. And notice that we're saying login or, that's the pipe symbol, the up and down there. So login or auth or email, so you can add your own to your list or remove these. So again, login form keywords, the login control keywords, that's the actual control you're going to be putting things into, and the password control.
Right.
Once you have that, there's also, how do I know that the login failed or it succeeded? You can do regular expression or straight text to say, this is how I know that I succeeded or didn't. And again, sometimes people look here and say, yeah, but where do I put the password? Oh, that's what that credential was for. That's the thing that's going to fill in the username and the password.
Yeah, so whatever you're using to emulate the end user's interaction with that web form is you want to make sure that that's filled out within the credentials library, and that's what's going to be utilized with those keywords and components there.
Right.